Okay, this video is for the lower section of the Cybertruck rear bumper for the armor protection wrap. So, quick refresher. We sell two kits. This is for the top surfaces. This one is for the bottom surfaces, which we're doing now. So if you either bought the entire kit, which is upper and lower, or just the upper kit, please refer to the other video. Otherwise, if you're doing the lower section of the rear bumper, which is kind of all these facing areas, the toe cover, then this is the video for you. You can see over here we already have the upper surface installed. Again, refer to the other video. And then of course we have the rest of the complementary products as well. So we have the truck bed surround, trim surround. We have the wheel arches. At the time of recording I'm working on this, which is your rocker panels. And then of course we have the front bumper as well. So in terms of what's in the box, so you're going to get two pieces of, or two sections I suppose. They're alphabetically marked. The reason for that is you want to install them in alphabetical order. It helps with the alignment. But other than that, this is probably a 15-minute project really. It's not too bad at all. Certainly for this video, please watch the first few pieces at least, just so you get the gist of how it goes on. But it is very easy. It's very forgivable. You can unpeel it and reapply it if you need to. In terms of prep, please make sure that you've cleaned this area thoroughly. I just use isopropyl alcohol, this kind of thing. You want to strip off any sort of waxy additives that you might have on there from previous trim treatment, that sort of thing. So as long as it's clean, then that's all the prep you need to do. Although this is regarded as PPF, it's a lot thicker. It's about 0.6 millimeters thick. So in terms of getting every last speck of dust off as you would for a regular PPF wrap, then no, there's absolutely no need to do that at all. It goes on dry, so it's not a wet application. So it's very, very easy to install. With that said, let's get on with it. Okay, the first bit I'm going to do is this toe cover. You can definitely do it in situ, but just because this piece is so easy to remove, I'm going to go ahead and remove it. So all you need is a little flat blade screwdriver like this. Just turn each of the three lugs underneath, one each side, one in the center, 90 degrees, and it'll just pop right off. And then we can take care of this on the table. Okay, so for this piece we actually just need pieces A, B and C. Let's start with A, which is this facing surface here. So I'm just going to peel it back again. This has been cleaned with isopropyl alcohol, so there's no dust or dirt on here, no waxy residue. Just peel that back. And then just stand up like this, just so I can see that top side. And then I'm looking sort of at this top right corner first, just to get that nicely positioned, like so. And then bring this down across this top section here. You're looking for just a sort of breathing gap at the top, if that makes any kind of sense at all. So as long as it's straight along this top edge, that's the main goal, right? So, but really I've got a gap there of maybe 2 mil just to make sure that we're clear of the edge. Then we're going to just pick this up again and then use proper pressure just to bring this back on itself. As I say, you might be more comfortable doing this in situ on the truck. It really is up to you. Neither way is easier or more difficult. The main reason I've got it on the table is it's less time on my knees and it's easier to record. So once we've got it here, this edge is important. We want to make sure that it rolls over this edge nicely. So I'm using the palm of my hand just to kind of get a natural roll over on that. See how easy that is? And then we just go with the squeegee to finish up. Okay, then we're going to do the other two side pieces. So let's grab this one. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, figuring out which side they go on. So this goes over here. Just going to kind of hold it there, sort of awkwardly. But that just places on like that. And then do this other side. Let's get it on the table this time, just so you can see what's going on. So just looking at edges, 4 corners. So with every, oops, that's not very straight. So if you need to peel it off, just go ahead and do that. And try again. There we go. So bear in mind, for every plastic piece on this truck, any car, you do have a sort of turn radius on all these corners. So we're not going to wrap that, because if we go over the edge of that, you're going to get bubbles, it's going to lift. So this is why we sort of have these sort of jigsaw type pieces to fit around there. Okay, let's go put this back on the truck and then we'll get started with the rest of the sections. Okay, to reinstall it, you've got these 4 lugs at the top here. They just kind of clip in behind the trim. And then if you're in the right spot, it'll kind of hold itself in position. And then just again with the flat base screwdriver, just re-secure the 4 locking lugs underneath. And you can put this back on now. You can do it after you've done the rest of the pieces. In some ways, getting this piece under here is probably easiest to do without this on there. For the sake of the video, I'm going to drop this back down, but that's how you reinstall it. Okay, so I've got my handy little instruction sheet here. I'm going to start on this side. So the first section I'm going to do is section E. So the 3 sections we're concentrating on now are D, E, and F, these 3 here. So pay attention, these sections here, D and E, are kind of samey looking. They're just this kind of parallelogram, but this edge is longer. So long edge over here, short edge over here. And then as I install it, I'm tapping this top corner in. And this is the line we're looking at, right? We're not coming over this fold here. We just want to line up against the underside of it. So pay attention like that. And note that this is a bad example because we had a little Cybertruck versus garage door entry here, so this is a bit scuffed up, but happily this covers most of the offence anyway. So just pull that back a little bit, get it relined up, and then just apply down pressure. Like so. And then we're going to go do section E. All right, so obviously this is the same, but in reverse. So again, looking at this top right corner, placing that first, and then using my left hand, just sort of walking it along, tapping it as we go, just to get that perfect alignment. It's so easy to install. And then just put it away, make sure you've got no trapped air there, and then bring this down. Oh, put it on wrong, so this is what you need to concentrate on, right? You can see I've got this bit here and this giant bit here. It's the wrong way around. So I'm going to peel that back. As I told you, pay attention, long side over here, shorter edge over here on the right side. So let's go ahead and reapply that. Bring it all the way across, like so. Bring this down. So that's a great lesson there. If something looks wildly bad in terms of fit, we don't sell wildly bad installation kits, so chances are real good it's just the wrong way around. So even here, this is a great example of how not to do it, but this gap is just a bit too big in comparison to the one over here. And then on this edge, I'm just a tiny bit too close to the rollover or the radius on the corner, so I'm going to go ahead and just peel this back one last time and go again. This time just bringing this edge in just a little bit. So this is why it's important to A, go slower than I am, but B, you can redo it as much as you need to, within reason, obviously. And now's the time to do it. The longer the material is on your truck, the more bonded it becomes. But certainly you can remove it at any point in the future if you need to. This is a Xpel product, so it comes with all the usual warranties. But now you can see that's really good. I'm not catching this corner or this edge at all. Same with this bottom edge. So now what we need to do is F, which is the piece that goes, let's get this out of the way a little bit, goes here. So the reason we do this piece last is we want to use these two as alignment points. So for that reason, I'm going to start over here first, just make sure everything looks really good. Then I'm going to work my way along to about a halfway point, which is about there. Now I'm going to look over here and, oops, let's try that again. So I need to make sure it's well tacked on this end because I'm going to stretch it if I need to get the perfect position. Okay, so let's put a bit of pressure on that. So you can see here, really nice. And then over here, I'm looking for the same thing. Got a slightly larger gap there, so I'm just going to pull on it a little bit, just enough to have that symmetry. And then of course use the squeegee to finalize. So that's looking really, really good. Okay, so looking at our little cheat sheet, we've done A, B, and C, we've done D, F, and E, or D, E, F. Let's get J and K done, which are the two larger pieces on the side. Then we'll do this lower valance. And then as with these rear facing sections, we're going to tack it across this line, or just below this fold, like that. I'm using my left hand to steer it, as always. So just gently tap it into place first. If everything looks good, then I'm going to pull this down, like so. I'm putting a little bit of tension on this piece just because it's so big, so we kind of want it placed. We have like 5,000 squeegees, and is there ever one where I want it to be, which is in my back pocket? No. So now let's just work this across, lock it down. Now when I'm squeegeeing, I'm being fairly quick just to get the job done for the video. Obviously you take your time. If you notice bubbles popping up, then you can always peel it back if the bubble is near the edge. You know, anytime in the next week or two. Best test if you can. It's not sunny here today, it's going to rain, but you can just leave it out in the sun. That'll kind of instantly surface any bubbles or imperfections, and you can take care of it there and then. That's that section done. We're going to do the same section on the other side. Let's get this placed. So as you remember, this is where I've got kind of this scuff and this slight ripple in the rear bumper. Disappointing day that was. But lining it up, steering it this time with my right hand. Getting it placed. And then over here, again, because this is a long edge, we want to kind of stretch it into the right spot. Oops. Let's get that restuck. So make sure you've got some tension on it, like so. Place that. Grab your squeegee. Guess what? Don't have a squeegee in my pocket. So you can see here, this section is placed well. This is all good, but this is kind of rippling up. So that means you've got some tension in here that you don't want. So I'm going to just peel this away a little bit. There we go. Let's sort of snap away, and then we're going to just place it. Same over here, just release it. If you have tension sort of built into the film as part of the install, you'll eventually get little ripples. Now they'll almost certainly work out, but it's just better to avoid in the first place. You know, these are flat surfaces, there's no need at all to try and conform the PPF to the surface. Okay, all that's left are the underside here. Okay, section G. This fits nicely inside the sort of recess. So I'm looking on this top edge, getting that nicely lined up. Grabbing a squeegee, just putting that into place. Okay, incredibly easy. We're going to do the same on that side, and then we'll do the centerpiece again. Again, the reason for that is because same as this piece, right? We're looking for symmetry and alignment. So let's get this piece on, then we'll do the middle pieces. Same thing, let's look at this top edge, get that placed, make sure it's level. Oops. Take your time. Okay, squeegee that into place. That could probably be over a little bit on this side. I'm going to peel that back, go again. That's better. Okay, then the last piece is here. So as before, for this section, we're going to line up one end, and bear in mind that you barely see this piece, you know, if we're honest, but let's get a bit further over. So good alignment here. And I'm going to steer it with my right hand, bring it across. Then I'm just looking to make sure we're in the right spot over here, which we are. So I'm just going to finalize that installation. Then of course the last thing we need to do is clip this back on. Just one quick turn anti-clockwise. And there you have it. That's how you install the lower surfaces for the Cybertruck armor protection on the rear bumper. Thanks for watching.